Wade thrust his shovel into the dry earth near the old cottonwood, determined to dig a new well before autumn arrived. The blade struck something hard with a dull, glassy clink that stopped him cold in the dusty afternoon silence. He knelt and carefully unearthed a sealed mason jar. Its lid rusted, but still holding tight after what looked like decades. Inside the jar lay a coiled braid of chestnut hair, tied with a faded blue ribbon and a hand-drawn map. The map showed the ranch boundaries, the creek, and a marked location deep in the canyon he had never explored. Wade felt a strange reverence as he carried the jar to the porch, setting it beside the lantern like a relic. The next morning, Nora, the new schoolteacher, stopped by to ask if he could donate lumber for the little schoolhouse. Her eyes drifted to the jar, and instantly her hand flew to her mouth, trembling with sudden recognition and shock. She whispered that the handwriting on the map matched letters her family had preserved for 4 generations in an old trunk. Nora explained her great-grandmother Lillian had disappeared after falling in love with the son of the family's bitterest rival. The lover's name was Silas, and their families had waged a silent war over a disputed boundary line for years. According to the letters, Lillian and Silas planned to run away, but no one ever found where they truly went. Wade carefully opened the jar, releasing a faint scent of dried lavender and old paper into the warm morning air. Nora unfolded the map with delicate fingers, pointing to the marked canyon spot known only as Whispering Falls to locals. She said the falls were hidden and nearly inaccessible, a place where secrets could be kept safe from prying eyes. Wade saw the determination in her face and offered to saddle his horse and guide her into the back country. They rode side by side through sagebrush and red rock, the jar and map tucked securely in Wade's saddlebag. Nora's voice softened as she spoke of her grandmother's sorrow, always wondering what happened to Lillian all those years. Wade listened with a quiet respect that made Nora feel safe enough to share the deep ache of her family mystery. The trail narrowed into a slot canyon where the echo of their horses' hooves sounded like distant whispered promises long forgotten. After 2 hours, they heard the faint rush of water and dismounted, leading the horses through a curtain of willow branches. Before them stood Whispering Falls, a silver veil of water cascading into a crystal pool surrounded by ferns and moss. Nora's breath caught as she recognized the exact scene from a faded description in Lillian's final unsent letter at home. Wade noticed a small opening behind the waterfall, a hidden alcove veiled by the shimmering curtain of falling water. He took Nora's hand, and together they stepped through the cold spray into a small, dry grotto glowing with green light. Inside, a rusted tin box rested on a natural stone shelf, sealed with wax that crumbled at the slightest touch. Nora opened it with shaking hands and found 2 simple gold wedding bands tied together with a strip of leather. Beneath the rings lay a letter, the ink faded but still legible, beginning with "My dearest Lillian, my eternal bride." The letter explained they had wed in that very grotto under the eyes of God and the waterfall's sacred song. Silas wrote that he buried the jar as proof of their union, hoping one day family hatred would finally dissolve. He also included a signed deed transferring a hidden parcel of fertile valley land to Lillian and her rightful heirs. Nora read the deed aloud, tears streaming, realizing the land described was the very meadow where Wade now grazed his cattle. Wade's heart swelled as he understood that the jar had been waiting for someone to finish the story their ancestors began. He gently took the wedding rings and placed them in Nora's palm, closing her fingers around them with a tender squeeze. She looked up at him, her eyes wet and shining, and whispered that she felt Lillian's peace flooding her soul. Wade confessed he had been digging a well, but instead unearthed a deep longing he never knew he carried alone. They sat in the grotto as the afternoon light faded, reading the letter over and over until every word was memorized. Nora decided to keep the rings and letter, but donate a copy to the county museum as a testament to enduring love. The deed, she vowed, would remain with the land, uniting the two families in a way no boundary line ever could. That evening, they rode back under a canopy of stars, the jar empty but their hearts brimming with newfound purpose. Back at the ranch, Nora wrote to her family, finally closing the chapter that had haunted them for over a century. Wade built a small stone marker near the cottonwood where he found the jar, honoring Silas and Lillian's brave hidden vows. Word of the discovery spread through town, and the old rivalries that still simmered began to soften into something like kinship. The schoolchildren listened wide-eyed as Nora told the story of the hidden grotto, teaching that love writes its own boundaries. A few weeks later, during a town picnic at Whispering Falls, Wade knelt on one knee beside the crystal pool. He held out one of the antique gold bands and asked Nora if she would continue the legacy with him forever. She said yes, with the waterfall thundering its ancient blessing, and the whole town erupted in joyful celebration and tears. They were married in the same grotto, the rings warmed by the hands of a love that refused to be forgotten. The mason jar found a new purpose, holding fresh wildflowers on their porch as a reminder that buried things can bloom. Nora often stood at the cottonwood, feeling the presence of her great-grandmother dancing on the wind through the rustling leaves. Wade would join her, lacing his fingers through hers, and say the well he dug brought him far more than water. Their children grew up knowing the story, learning to read from the copy of Silas's letter framed above the fireplace. Every year, they visited the falls, leaving a small offering of blue ribbons tied to the willow branches in gratitude. The meadow mentioned in the deed became a community garden, a place where anyone could plant seeds and watch love grow. Old feuds finally crumbled, and families who had not spoken in decades broke bread together under the cottonwood shade. Nora's school became the heart of the valley, teaching history not as dates but as living stories that still shape today. Wade often joked that his shovel was a magic wand, and Nora always corrected him, saying curiosity was the real magic. The hidden grotto remained a sacred spot, visited by lovers who whispered their own vows into the mist and moss. A local artisan crafted small replica jars, and people buried their own hopes near the falls, continuing the tradition of faith. The museum display drew visitors from far away, each one touched by the simple power of a lock of hair. Nora and Wade never sought wealth. Their riches were measured in firelight, shared laughter, and the legacy they now protected. They became keepers of the story, telling it around campfires and at county fairs, ensuring Silas and Lillian never faded. And so the jar that held a braid of hair and a map became a symbol of how love survives every drought. Our channel exists to uncover these hidden Western wonders, the ones that prove the frontier was built on fierce devotion. We ride through forgotten trails and dusty archives, chasing the whispers of ranchers and school teachers who changed the land forever. Every video is an invitation to sit by our fire and warm your soul with tales that truly matter still. If you yearn for romance carved into canyon walls and maps that lead straight to the heart, you are home now. We believe the West still speaks in the language of buried jars, secret waterfalls, and promises sealed with gold. Hit that subscribe button and become part of our posse, riding toward mysteries that time almost forgot to share. Ring the bell so you never miss a sunrise journey into a fresh legend waiting just beyond the next ridge. We post new discoveries every week, from lost love letters to hidden grottos, each story a gem from the dust. Your likes and comments fuel our campfire, so please tell us what moved you most deeply in this tale tonight. Drop a jar emoji if you believe some treasures are buried not to be hidden, but to be found at last. We read every comment by lantern light, treasuring your voice as part of our ever-growing frontier family of dreamers. Share this video with someone who needs to remember that true love leaves a map, and that map waits patiently. A simple like can carry this legend across the plains to hearts that are lonely and searching for a sign. We pour weeks of research and dusty boots into these stories, driven by our passion for the untamed truth. Your presence here is not just a view. It is the starlight that guides our journey through canyons of forgotten time. Remember, every legend begins with a curious heart and a willingness to dig a little deeper than the surface. Wade and Nora's story proves that the past is never dead. It simply waits for the right hands to unearth it. So, wherever you are, feel the weight of that jar in your own hands, calling you to discover your own map. The West is not merely a place. It is a promise that mysteries endure for those who dare to care. Thank you for riding this trail with us, partners. Your company makes every dusty mile a beautiful and meaningful adventure. We will see you at the next campfire, where another mystery waits with its heart wide open under silver stars. If you haven't yet, please subscribe now and join the Western Tales family, where wild curiosity never truly sleeps at all. Together, we will keep proving that the greatest treasures are often buried beneath a cottonwood, waiting for a simple shovel. A rancher, a teacher, a jar, and a map, woven together to reveal that love's geography is eternal and boundless. Let this story be your jar, your braid of hair, your reminder that healing begins when someone decides to dig deep. Now go out and find your own cottonwood, your own hidden grotto, your own brave reason to believe in forever. We are deeply grateful for your time, your heart, and your willingness to walk into legend with us every week. Until the next tale unfolds, keep your boots dusty, your spirit tender, and your heart open to buried miracles. Please comment your favorite moment below and share this legend with a kindred soul who needs some Western wonder tonight. And if this story stirred your soul, hit like and ring that bell so we can ride together into an even greater mystery.